naturally quiet people to overcome social anxiety, learn to play to their strengths in life, and thrive. I'm going to share with you a reframe which has really helped out several clients of mine who struggle with toxic people in the workplace. You know, those people that drain your energy whenever you speak to them. You go away feeling exhausted, miserable, depressed, in need of some me time, in need of some space to process and switch off. People that complain, people that are negative. You need a way to manage yourself around these people. And yeah, so I thought I'd share what helped out a client of mine, Samantha, and has helped out others too. So each week we only have a certain energy quota. We have units of energy, and we can't spend more than that within the week. Maybe you have 20 units of energy. Whenever you interact with a toxic person and it's not productive, it's negative, you're losing energy units on that person. And those energy units, which are clearly limited, are highly valuable. You could be using them on people that you actually care about. Good friends, family, people that are supportive and appreciative. So you don't want to be wasting your energy on people that aren't going to appreciate you and are going to leave you feeling drained and exhausted. You can only give what you have to give. And your mental health is supremely important. You're the person, you're the asset providing value, not just in your workplace, in your community, family, friends. You're providing value in so many different areas. Therefore, it's important to keep yourself in a good place for other people who you actually care about. Think about close friends and family members. They probably want to see you smiling, looking happy, in a nice, relaxed frame of mind. They don't want to see you stressed out, drained, miserable, depleted, negative. So actually, when you waste energy on toxic people, you're doing a disservice to people that truly care about your well-being. You can imagine that if you bump into somebody, you visit somebody that you really care about, and you can see that they're not in a good place, it's going to make you feel down. You're going to feel bad for that person. So you don't want to be making other people feel bad for you. So it's actually kinder to minimize the time you spend with these draining people, so that people that care about you see you smiling, see you in a good place, and that's going to uplift and inspire them. And also, it's simply not cost effective in terms of your energy units you've got to use up, because toxic people, they take up so much energy that the time that the energy you're wasting around these people is so great that you need to minimize the time around them as much as possible. Don't fall into the trap of thinking that you have infinite energy. You never stress out. It's not true. Another analogy that someone taught to me was that we all have a stress bucket, and every time something stressful happens, it gets added to the bucket. And the bucket can only hold so much. There's going to be a time when it overfills. It starts to spill over. And that's when you've hit the ceiling with stress and you're overwhelmed. So it's up to you to manage how full that bucket is, and minimizing the time you spend and the energy you spend with toxic people is huge. And know that you can interact with people whilst being detached. And that's actually really useful if it's a draining person. So if it's a draining person, when you interact with them, it's just a transactional information exchange. It's a logical exchange of ideas. It's not an emotional connection. So you're detached from that person. You know what the deal is. You know what they're like. You know you can't trust them 100%. So you just minimize your interactions and keep it at a surface level where it's entirely logical and you're not opening up and putting trust into that person, only for them to betray you and be untrustworthy in return. And when you realize that, you can adapt how you speak to different people. And if it's a draining person, you can reach them at their level, a surface level. It's actually really, really empowering because you realize that you're now more energized, and people that care about you, they're seeing you smiling, they're seeing you happy, and that's making them feel happy as well. A trap that I know I used to fall into, and people that I've coached have fell into the same trap, is feeling guilty for other people and wasting their energy on people that they feel guilty towards. So often the draining people can play the victim, and if you're feeding that and you're wasting your energy around this person, you might think that you're being kind and you're trying to help them out. But in reality, you're losing so much energy that you're making people that actually care about you sad, because they can see you getting sucked into someone else's drama. And that's really where the biggest energy consumption is. And this is why I advise people who are around toxic people to be detached and treat it as a logical exchange, so that you don't get sucked into their drama and then be left feeling exhausted. Space, of course, is the best boundary. If you have the ability to completely cut someone out of your life that is a draining person, that's going to give you so much more energy. And if you can't do that, having time boundaries is super useful as well. So, for example, let's say you have a meeting with somebody at work and you know this person is draining to be around. What you can do is you can plant a seed at the start of the interaction, which allows you to end the interaction, say 20 minutes later. So, for example, as soon as you start the meeting with this person, you can say, listen, Steve, I will have to go in 20 minutes because I've got some other work that I really need to get on with. And then when the 20 minutes has passed, you call back to that seed that you planted at the start of the conversation. So you say, the 20 minutes is up now, and actually I've got to get on with that other work that I was mentioning earlier. So you basically have a great excuse. And that means that you're not going to be trapped in that conversation for a long time. Most people are fine as long as you get them in the right dosage, and learning what is the right dosage for different people in your life is really, really important. There's clients that I get on with super well, but I still need to manage my time around good people that I get on with, because any person in too high a dosage would just be exhausting. If you really enjoyed my live streams, that's great. But if you was watching them all the time, constantly, you'd eventually get sick and bored of them and need a break. So you have to manage the time you spend with every person in your life to look after your energy. This is why I teach boundaries to people that I'm coaching, because it's life-changing, especially if you're a good person who has naturally high levels of empathy. You might have never learned boundaries. So I didn't learn boundaries at all as a kid, completely alien to me. And because I'm a very honest person, I say exactly what I mean and I do exactly what I say. If I arrange a session for 2 p.m., I'm always there for 2 p.m. So because I'm a trustworthy person, I thought every other person would be just like me, but it's not the case. So my levels of empathy are quite a lot higher than the average person, which is a gift when you learn to use it in the right way and you balance it out with the appropriate boundaries. If you have a lot of empathy for other people, that's amazing. And the next skill set to learn is how to give yourself that same kindness and same empathy, to be fair to yourself as well as other people. And this is kind of for everyone, because your mental health and happiness is important. And the more you give to yourself, the more you have to give others. If your cup isn't full, you might not have much to share. But if you can fill your own cup, you've got plenty to share. So being kind to yourself also helps out other people. To throw in an analogy that a past client of mine shared with me, if you're on an aeroplane and it's crashing, it's going down, you're instructed to put your oxygen mask on before helping somebody else put theirs on. So in other words, you have to look after yourself to have the ability to look after other people. And here's the thing as well. I want to help people thrive in life, because then you can perform at a much higher level in anything that you choose. Whatever career you're focused on, whatever your passion and purpose is, if you're thriving and operating at a higher level, you can get a lot more done, achieve more, and you're going to be a lot happier as well. And I view action you're taking to help yourself out, this is really helping the world out, because you're fueling yourself with energy, which you can then use when you're following your purpose and your passion. So a few habits that I personally do with this in mind. I run 10K every day. So I do a meditation every day. I read. I do a 10K run. That's before I do a strength training workout in the gym. I do sauna and cold shower. I coach, make videos, help people, run live events. I'm doing so many things which help people out, but also I'm doing things that charge up my own energy, so I've got energy to give. I'm sleeping well, eating healthy, intermittent fasting, exercising, meditation, being organized, tidying my room, gratitude. I'm doing the things that energize me and then using the energy in a productive way. And if I didn't learn boundaries, if I didn't manage my time around toxic people and also get myself around supportive, uplifting people, my life would be completely different. I wouldn't be able to run a full-time business. I wouldn't have the personal resources, by which I mean the energy to give, being awake, alert, focused, in the right mental state where there's harmony, mind and body, the confidence, all these other things that come with the discipline and work that you put in. I'm going to share with you a fable which fits with this really well. I apologize if I pronounced the name wrong. I think it's Aesop's fable, and it's about a poor farmer that keeps geese, and he has one goose, and the goose produces eggs. He sells the eggs, and that is his sole source of income. So he's poor, he's struggling, getting by, coping, certainly not thriving. And then one day he goes down to collect the eggs, and he notices an egg that is gold. So of course he's taken back by this, like, okay, there's a golden egg here. This is kind of interesting. Never seen this before. He takes it to a jeweler's, and the guy checks it and says, it's solid gold. It's not fake, it's real gold, and it's worth a lot of money. So he sells it, gets the money. He comes down the next day. Suddenly, there's 2 golden eggs. Repeats the same process. They're both real gold. Makes more money. Keeps on happening day after day. And then he conjures up a plan. He says, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go down, I'm going to kill the goose, extract all the golden eggs from inside the goose, and sell them all to make loads of money. So he carries out this plan, he kills the goose, and there's no golden eggs there. What he's actually done is he's shot himself in the foot, and he's killed the asset that is bringing good things into his life. The thing that's producing the gold, the results, the goose, he's now destroyed it. In your life, you're the goose. You're the one taking action and creating results for yourself. So when you get drained by toxic people, you stay in the conversations too long. When you don't get around uplifting people, when you don't build a disciplined routine, when you waste your time and energy, you're killing the goose. You're stopping yourself from achieving results. You're keeping yourself down. You're stopping yourself from thriving. Instead, you have to look after the goose, because the goose is the thing that's creating the gold, the results in your life. And that's why you have to have boundaries. That's why it's important to exercise, look after your diet, meditate. All these things, they look after your mental health, your energy levels. So yeah, the reframe that helped out a client, Samantha, is that you only have a finite number of energy units every single week, a quota, and when it's gone, it's gone. So you have to choose how you spend them, and if you find particular people draining or toxic, don't give them so much energy. Save the energy and start to direct it towards people that appreciate it, where it's actually productive and it's not a waste of your own time and mental health. Hope that you found this video helpful, and I'll share it because it's good for me and it fits with this particular topic. So my business is built on offering people a first coaching session free of charge. And this is partly a goodwill gesture. So I offer people the first coaching session without charge, so that you can experience my coaching before deciding if you want to do more sessions. And I have a really, really high conversion rate of free coaching session to paid client, because my coaching is actually good and actually helps people. But because it's a goodwill gesture, I also have to have boundaries to look after myself and be able to keep doing it. So what I've learned in the past several years is that when I schedule a taster, around 2/3 of people turn up to the taster and about 1/3 of people don't turn up. So what I do, when someone doesn't turn up, I send them a message saying that I'm going to treat this as genuine, the no-show, because we've all missed appointments, although it's rare. So what I do is I allow the person to reschedule once, but now they have to pay me a £25 deposit to secure the slot in my calendar. And I do this to protect myself from serial time wasters, because that would also drain my energy. And that would affect my ability to help out my paid clients who I'm doing great things for, going to socials with them, helping them get confident, speaking to people, boundaries, health and fitness, relationships, so many areas. So I have this system in place to look after myself where it's trust basis. If someone doesn't turn up, then a deposit is required. And you have to have these systems in place to look after yourself in business or any area of life. Otherwise, you'll be constantly drained and you'll struggle to feel happy, and it'll be harder to be motivated and thrive. So I hope that you got value from this live stream. If you're potentially interested in trying my free 2-hour one-to-one video call coaching session, where I help you to overcome anxiety, identify your natural strengths, I challenge irrational fears and limiting beliefs which are holding you back, so you come away feeling more confident, more motivated, and less stressed out. Drop me an email. You can find it on the homepage of my YouTube channel, and we'll schedule the taster. Hope that you enjoyed this video. Enjoy the rest of your day.